So for the first time in a genuine minute, we finally got an update on The Last of Us Season 3. And again, there have been a lot of mixed feelings online about The Last of Us Season 3 getting an update. There have been a lot of people in the comments of a lot of these posts just saying to flat out cancel it. But at the end of the day, this thing is happening. Whether we like it or not, The Last of Us Season 3 is happening, and it is being reported that Last of Us Season 3 will release in 2027. According to Variety, The Last of Us Season 3 will be released in 2027. The showrunners are still deciding whether to stretch the story into 2 more seasons or just one big season. Caitlin Dever will be the new lead. Again, I actually am semi-excited for The Last of Us Season 3. I won't lie, I could be a lot more excited. I mean, as most of you guys know, Season 2, for me, unfortunately, wasn't it. As a guy who was a massive fan of The Last of Us Part 2, I think Season 2 was just so underwhelming, and there was a lot of creative decisions, especially with how they portrayed the character of Ellie. Personally, I just didn't really like it. But what I did like a lot of in Season 2 was what I saw from Abby. I actually thought Abby's character was really cool. I think Caitlin played her really well. I know Caitlin isn't this, big, massive, strong girl who could bench 190 million kilos and 200 billion pounds, or someone from my 600-pound life. But at the end of the day, I think she actually did a really good job with what she had, and a lot of her scenes were very good. And I mean, even though a lot of people don't like the fact that you have to play as Joel's killer in The Last of Us Part 2, the reality is I think a lot of her parts were actually some of the best parts in the game. I mean, her going against the Rat King was absolutely insane. I mean, that was peak gameplay right there. And I really do think if they can, actually get this to work in The Last of Us Season 3, it could be really, really exciting, and it could be very good. And I think the reality is that people who didn't like The Last of Us Season 2 because of the way that they portrayed Ellie and whatnot, a lot of them won't be joining in. Again, we know that viewership absolutely dropped off. But I mean, if they do start this Season 3 really good, and we get to see a lot of what actually makes Abby, and we get to see a lot of, Seattle Day 1, 2, and 3 in her perspective and what follows on from that, I think a lot of the fans who do love The Last of Us Part 2 could slowly but surely really get back into the show if it is good, which would guarantee us a Season 4. Again, the reason that they are deciding right now on whether or not they should make this a massive season or, leave some parts for Season 4 is just based off the fact that there is a more likely than not chance that this show gets cancelled. And they obviously know that. Craig Mazin knows that this show, I mean, if Season 3 continues to go at the viewership that the end of Season 2 was, of course, under, whether it's hated or not, loved or disliked, the show will get cancelled, because at the end of the day, the viewership of Season 2 towards the end was just really, really bad. And there were red sirens going off everywhere for Craig Mazin and HBO. And I think what is happening right now is because of the insanely bad reception that The Last of Us Season 2 got, Neil Druckmann literally leaving because of a lot of the hate that the show got, and for him to focus on the new game. I think HBO flat out just said to Craig Mazin, look, if the show performs at what the end of Season 2 did or under, you're not getting a Season 4. And unfortunately, whether the show is good or not, the positives are maybes that people might just be really interested to see if they can bring it back, if they can redeem themselves and actually give us a Season 3. And I think a lot of the Abby lovers and Abby enjoyers and even the Part 2 enjoyers online, no matter what happens, they're going to check out Season 3. So at the end of the day, you kind of have to make Episode 1 and 2 like the best episodes we've seen in The Last of Us so far, just for people to stay on there. You cannot be having one of these episodes be filler, because if let's just say episode 2 is filler, right? I think people will straight up just, especially a lot of the people who are, giving it a new try and are hoping that it's better than season 2. A lot of those season 2 haters, if they see The Last of Us episode 2 of season 3 is just a random episode that doesn't really add much, just like a lot of season 2, the show's done. The show can just drop back down to the viewership that the end of season 2 had, and we won't get a season 4. And that would be kind of unfortunate. So there is a lot of things that they have to consider here. And at the end of the day, season 3, the episode 1 and 2 have to be perfect for this show to have any chance of survival. Because then again, as I just said, I'm going to get hate in the comments, for kind of speaking facts here and just looking at the stats. There'll be people just saying in the comments that I'm another hater or whatever. But whether I'm a hater or not, the facts is that season 2's viewership was so bad towards the end that whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Because if that viewership continues into season 3, season 4 will not be happening, whether you are a hater or not, okay? That is a fact. There's not an opinion. If the viewership is as bad as it was, this show will not continue. And that is why Craig Mazin right now is deciding whether or not he should make this a bigger season or not. Because he knows season 3 is guaranteed, and season 4 at the time of making this video is more likely not to happen than to happen. So there are a lot of things that they have to consider, and yeah, they will go over it again. I think they need to just smash season 3 out of the park and give us a kick-ass Abby story, finish off the ending, the cliffhanger of season 2, and then I just hope and pray that you can get a season 4 going, and then season 4 should be about Ellie at the farm, and of course Ellie going into I think it was San Jose to go and try and get Abby and try and get Lev. And again, I want to see a lot more of that story unfold in the season 4, because at the end of the day, we know from the leaks and reports that they actually wanted the California part of the game to be way bigger, but they had to cut it due to budget and the game just being too big. Again, I think they're going to explore a lot more in a season 4, and that would be really good. And that's the parts I'm excited for. Again, I am a little bit worried that if they continue to give Bella Ramsey the scripts that they gave her in season 2 and gave her that in season 4, that the farm scene could be absolutely ruined, and that would be an all-time stinker. Because at the end of the day, the farm scene is one of my all-time favorite scenes in the history of gaming. Do I personally believe Bella Ramsey can pull it off as an actor? No, I don't. I just don't think she's good enough, unfortunately. I mean, we saw that in season 2. Whether you agree or not, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think we can mostly all agree on that the writing and script that they gave Bella Ramsey, whether we like her as an actor or not, was absolutely terrible. I mean, some of the stuff they were getting her to do was shocking and shit, and was just so not what Ellie's character is. So you have to nail the farm scenes out of the ballpark. Whether that's going to be in season 3 or season 4, I don't know. I'm hoping season 4, because I just think Bella Ramsey still looks way too young and doesn't look like a 21-year-old like she's supposed to be during the farm scene. So I'm interested to see how it's going to go. Season 3 has to be good, or we're not going to be getting a season 4, and that would just be disappointing considering season 1 was so goddamn goated, man. So I'm very interested to hear a lot of what you guys think on this, all in the comment section down below. Are you guys potentially excited for a Last of Us Season 3, a Last of Us Season 4? What do you guys think? Again, I'd very much like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. Subscribe to my sports channel, which will be linked down below, my gaming/movie channel, which is this one. Go and check out my Instagram, which will be linked down below as well. And I guess I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.